All right, so thank you all so much for joining us today to learn a little bit more about Sustainability 300 and Sustainability 500, Human Health and the Environment, a One Health Approach. So that is a course that is running this summer, 2026, in July and early August during our summer 2 term. So first, before we jump into what it is and whether it's right for you, just a housekeeping note. If you do have questions throughout this session, please feel free to pop them in the chat and we can make sure that we get you the answers as we talk or follow up with you if it's not something we have on hand. We want to make sure that everybody gets the information that they need in this session. So do please ask any questions you have as we're going along. All right, so let's start with some introductions. My name is Dr. Mary Berkery. I'm the Associate Dean of Liberal Arts here at Excelsior. I've been working on this cross-college partnership course now for the past 2 years. I was thrilled to be a part of it last year, and it went very successfully last year. We'll talk about that a little bit more, and so happy to be involved in it again. Melissa?
Hi, everyone. My name is Melissa Forrest. I'm the Director of Strategic Operations for the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. My role is to work with some of these unique transformational partnerships and pilots to provide different opportunities for our students. And it's been a great opportunity here to learn more and hopefully have some students enjoy this opportunity. So thank you.
All right, so we're thrilled today to be talking to you about what we really think is truly a one-of-a-kind learning experience here at Excelsior, a perfect blend of online learning with immersive outdoor experiences in the Adirondacks. And we'll talk to you a little bit about what you're going to experience in this class, how it's organized, and any of those kind of frequently asked questions that you might have. Whether you're here because you're interested in sustainability, human health care, environmental studies, public health, or just because you love learning, you love adventure, you love being out in natural spaces, you are in the right place to learn more. Okay, so let's jump right into it. So this course exists because of a strategic partnership between Excelsior University and Paul Smith College. And that partnership is really a part of what makes this experience so powerful. At first glance, you might think that we're pretty different institutions, and we are. And that's really what makes it so special. So we're bringing complementary strengths to this experience that you're not going to get anywhere else. Excelsior, as you know, if you're already an Excelsior student, we have the benefit of flexibility, right, through online asynchronous learning. Accessibility to the course environment, and a really diverse non-traditional student population with real-world professional experience, career-driven goals. And we're pairing that with Paul Smith's College. And what they're bringing is deep expertise in environmental and sustainability education. The faculty who lead this course include experts on a wide range of disciplines, and they're led by our lead instructor, Dr. Melanie Johnson, who's an expert in environmental science and GIS. She has 25 years of experience in environmental and conservation science fields, and she's really wonderful to work with and learn from. They also have one of the most beautiful and unique campuses in this country, one of the largest in the country as well. The photo at the bottom here is of our students who were in the course last year, learning on the dock on campus at Paul Smith's College of Lower St. Regis Lake. And that lake is really just perfectly picturesque right there on that campus and a big part of the experience. Really couldn't be a more beautiful place to learn, if you ask me. They also have a really long tradition of this immersive place-based learning that combines both that deep faculty expertise with hands-on, on-the-ground learning. So we're also more alike than you might think. We have a shared mission of providing innovative and high-impact learning experiences for our students. We both value and emphasize a curriculum that's focused on sustainability, one that's focused on systems thinking, which is thinking about how different disciplines and different topics intersect. And that's really what that One Health approach is all about. And so that's important to both of our institutions. So we're really proud of this course, which we think bridges the best of both worlds. You have that online learning of the theory, and then you have the in-person application of the practice, really combining with academic rigor and meaningful real-world experiences. Okay, so let's jump into what that looks like. So what is it? It is a 3-credit course that's offered at both the undergraduate and graduate levels. So undergraduate students will register for the course as Sustainability 300, and graduate students will register for the course as Sustainability 500. Both sets of students will be in the same course, the same section of Canvas, the same course with the same faculty members, with graduate students having additional outcomes at the graduate level and additional assignment expectations that are not required of undergraduate students. The course is situated within our summer 2 term. So as you might know, at Excelsior, we have 8-week terms. And so it's within the summer 2 term, but it's only 3 weeks long. And that's a really awesome experience as well. If you're looking to get 3 credits in 3 weeks, this is how you can do that. So the course is going to run simply from July 20th to August 9th, with the first 2 weeks being online in Canvas, the way that you might have experienced other courses at Excelsior. And then the third week from August 2nd to August 8th at Paul Smith's campus in upstate New York. So you're going to apply what you've learned online into that hands-on environment. And that hybrid structure allows you to prepare online before stepping into that fully immersive experience and getting to know one another in person. Students are going to stay in a dorm at Paul Smith's, known as Lakeside Hall, which has beautiful direct views of that lake that I was showing earlier, and I'll show a picture of that in a moment. You'll eat in a dining hall. You'll have some farm-to-table meals as well, and participate in activities both indoors and outdoors throughout the Paul Smith's campus as a group that week. So the course itself focuses on the interconnectedness of human, animal, and environmental health using that One Health lens, and we'll talk more about that in a moment. Who is it for? Really, really broad audience base. And I see a question here about the Bachelor's of Liberal Arts degree, which is really a perfect fit for this course. But there's so many other degrees that fit here as well. If you're a health science student, public service student, business or technology student, this is an interdisciplinary course. So it really fits with most of our degree programs. And your academic advisor will have more specific information about how it specifically can apply to your degree and your path, depending on your previous incoming transfer credits and so forth. But it has a wide range of applicability. It's also, as I mentioned before, available to both undergraduate and graduate students. It's also available to students who are not currently at Excelsior, so what we call non-matriculated. So that might be that you're a student at a nearby college, or you're thinking about going back to school, but you're not currently a student. Or it might be that you're an Excelsior alumni and you're interested in the experience as well. Last year, we had a number of students who were interested in the course for personal enrichment, just to have an academic summer adventure, and they had a fantastic time. They weren't actively pursuing a degree program, but they might use that credit for a degree program in the future. So if that's you, it's also the right experience for you as well. So the students are adult learners, looking for the career applicability, again, of this content or personal enrichment or really a once-in-a-lifetime educational experience. Really, the only limiting factor here is that you do have to be at least 18 years or older. And we anticipate a lot of our students might come from health science fields, sustainability, psychology, public health, liberal arts, but really any program is welcome. Okay. And please do ask your questions as you go in the chat. I know I'm talking fast, but we have lots of time. So if you do want me to go back to anything, I'm happy to talk about it in a little bit more depth. But let's pause now to talk a little bit more about place, because place really matters in this course. That's the driving factor of why we're going on site. So the place is Paul Smith's College, which is located in the Adirondack Park of New York. And I know at least one person here is from Saratoga and is probably pretty familiar with that area. But if not, Adirondack Park is the largest protected natural area in the contiguous United States. The campus itself is deeply integrated within the Adirondack Park. You're going to really feel like you're part of the Adirondacks here. There's lakes, there's forests, there's hiking and walking trails. There's the opportunity to kayak and canoe, experience wildlife, and be a part of nature outdoors. And so you can see here in this map, Paul Smith is located pretty far up north in New York. We are at Excelsior based down here in Albany. And if you are from a different state, the easiest way to get there is to fly into the Albany International Airport, or sometimes people have success flying into the Burlington Airport, which is up here, and then renting a car or finding another way to get across. And we can talk a little bit more about how you would get up there from Albany as well. So you can see here's a picture of the main part of the campus, but again, the campus is enormous, the amount of acreage. So it spreads all the way through there, and there's hiking trails all the way through it. And this is that lake I was referring to earlier where a lot of the reflection happens. This is a picture of a common space in the dorm where students will stay, Lakeside Hall, where you can see this picturesque view right out your window there of that lake. All right, so continuing on, what are you going to learn in that on-site experience? So again, you're going to have those first 2 weeks to prepare online in Canvas, like any other course, where they'll engage in some discussion boards, some readings, and some assignments to help prepare you for the on-site field experience. Once you're there on site, you'll have campfire discussions pretty much every night, especially with Dr. Tracy McNamara, and we're really proud of this one. Dr. Tracy McNamara is neither an Excelsior faculty member nor a Paul Smiths faculty member, actually. She works at Western University of Health Sciences in Pomona, California, but she is a renowned expert in the One Health field. Last year, she was invited to attend at personal request, and she enjoyed the experience so much she wants to come back again this year. And so she's going to be leading some conversations about that One Health field. And this is somebody who we are really, really lucky to have. It is amazing to be able to learn from her in person. She is one of the scientists who is credited with discovering West Nile virus. She's been a TEDx speaker. And so she really has and part of federal government initiatives related to biosurveillance. So really, really a well-known, renowned expert in this field. And, the students had rave reviews of being able to learn from her in that kind of environment. So you'll have campfire discussions with her and with other faculty at Paul Smiths and with one another. So walk and talk sessions in the woods. You'll go on some farm visits to various different Adirondack farm sites, learn a little bit more about farm to table and sustainability farming. They'll do some plant identification, pollinator study, learning about different insects in the forest. And then you'll have some opportunities for optional hiking, kayaking, canoeing type activities as well. The topics that are going to be covered, you can see a really diverse array of topics. This is an interdisciplinary course taught by multiple faculty, so you'll hear from experts in each one of those fields from Paul Smiths College. So one faculty member will talk to you about ecosystems, the interconnection of our ecosystems, and plant and human health in particular. Another will talk to you about animal ecology and zoonotic diseases. A third is going to talk to us about eco-psychology and wellness in the forest. And then when you go on those farm visits, you'll learn a little bit more about the farm-to-table movement, or what they call dirt to dinner, and sustainability in food practices. Then we'll learn about water, the connection of all of these things and how it relates to people and pollution of the environment, and really at every turn applying that One Health lens to the real world, to career applicability, and to thinking about what can I do from here related to each of these topics. And before I move on, I do want to mention that these pictures on this slide come from last year's experience. So you can see the students who attended last year having those campfire discussions. There's Dr. Tracy McNamara right there, doing those kayaking activities and some of those walk and talk sessions in the woods. So a really awesome experience for them. Okay, so now let's hear a little bit more from the students who experienced this last year. So we had our inaugural group of students who attended last year, and the photos that I've been showing you all throughout it have been from that group. The students who attended had a really amazing experience. The student evaluation scores that we received were through the roof with wonderful comments and feedback, including you can see a couple of these quotes from students here. Course was awesome. The professors were deeply learned and engaged in their field of study. The week at Paul Smiths was one of the most enlivening, enlightening, and joyful inquiries in our understanding of land, water, animal, and human One Health. What a magnificent collection of brilliant humanity. And one of those students in particular, if you're interested in hearing from a student who attended the experience, he had such rave reviews to say about it. He said he is happy to connect with any student who's considering it for this year to talk to you a little bit more about what it's like from a student perspective. His name is Peter Barnett, and Melissa's going to pop his email right in the chat there. If you'd like to reach out to Peter to ask him about his experience or learn a little bit more about what it's like from a student view, please feel free to reach out to him. He wasn't able to make it today, but he's absolutely interested in being involved and explaining more about the student perspective. So students consistently have told us this really changes how they're viewing human and environmental health and sustainability. It helps them create deep connections with peers, like a retreat type of experience, and really reinvigorates their academic and personal goals. All right, so let's view it from their perspective here. We had one of our Excelsior crew come and take some video and photos last year at the session, and one of them was posted to TikTok. That's why it's so vertical like this, but some really great images of that experience. And let me actually stop sharing and reshare to make sure that it's shared correctly with sound. Okay.
please don't let a light.
All right, so that can be you if you're interested in 3 credits in 3 weeks, if you're interested in a once-in-a-lifetime adventure experience, really getting to know your peers and your environment in a new kind of way. We hope it will be you. We hope you found something that interested in you here. So what are your next steps? So first of all, please ask us any questions you have. We have time still on the session, so we're happy to get into detail about how it might work for you or any questions that are unresolved here. And we have an FAQ here, which Melissa's going to pop in the chat that is on our website that might give you answers to some of the frequently asked questions that we have from other students. We also have a post-webinar survey to get more information from you about what you're looking for and how we can help you with next steps. Your academic advisor is really going to be your point of contact if you're ready to register for the course or you want to learn more about how it's going to fit into your degree plan. I saw one question here about liberal arts for other degree plans as well. They can really map it out and see how it fits with you, which requirements it might be able to replace, and how it's going to fit into your term structure. So do reach out to your academic advisor. But in the meantime, if anyone has questions for us, we are all ears and ready to take them. And feel free to raise your hand if you'd prefer as well, or pop it in the chat. And while we're waiting for any questions to come in, Melissa, do you have any parting words, anything that I didn't mention? Oh, what is the policy on bringing pets? That's actually one that I haven't gotten yet before, Allison, but I can ask our friends at Paul Smith's. I know that Mel Johnson has a dog that she brings around with her, so there are occasionally animals with us, but I'm not sure if there's any policy around bringing pets for students or if there's any policies on the dorm. So we can check into that and then follow up by email with you to let you know if that's a possibility. You're welcome. Yeah.
I don't have any parting words except to, again, reach out to your advisor. They can look at how this could fit into your degree. They can get creative. They can see where it might work and what they could switch around if it's something you're really interested in taking, if there's a possibility to do it. What I will also add is on the FAQ, the course is similar to the cost that you would pay for another 3 credit course. So whatever your rate might be, if that's partnership rate, standard rate, military, you'll pay the 3 credit course cost. And then there's an additional fee for $650 that will cover your room and board for the whole week, including some of like the food that Mary just talked about and living in a residence hall. All of that is all bucketed together there. So if you have particular questions, and you can use financial aid, different things like that. Yes, we can. I believe so. I can double check, Allison, but I believe that is possible. I will double check it in the same email we get back to you about pets. We'll also make sure I have a confirmed answer on the payment plan.
Yeah, and the food, so it covers every meal that you're going to eat there at Paul Smith's. So, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They have a farm-to-table dinner. At one point, they were making pizzas with ingredients that they had sort of foraged as well. So all of those food experiences throughout that week are covered as well as the dorm accommodations. So they only just recommend that you bring, a couple of snacks, or, they have a snack store to be able to go between meals. But, what I heard from students was that the food was awesome. There was a lot of variety for different types of dietary needs. So yeah, a great part of the experience as well. And so that's what that covers as well.
And I do actually already have that answer. I thought I had it in an email, but yes, students can use a payment plan to pay for that fee. We work with our student financial services to set that up.
And they can use payment plans or other financial aid to pay for the tuition as well, right, Melissa?
Yep.
Any way that you would pay for your courses normally, you can use to pay for this course as well. You can use to pay for this course as well. You can use to pay for this course as well. You can use to pay for this course as well. You can use to pay for this course as well. You can use to pay for this course as well. You can use to pay for this course as well. You can use to pay for this course as well. You can use to pay for this course as well. You can use to pay for this course as well. You can use to pay for this course as well. You can use to pay for this course as well. You can use to pay for this course as well. You can use to pay for this course as well. You can use to pay for this course as well. You can use to pay for this course as well. You can use to pay for this course as well. You can use to pay for this course as well. You can use to pay for this course as well. You can use to pay for this course as well. You can use to pay for this course as well. You can use to pay for this course as well. You can use to pay for this course as well. You can use to pay for this course as well. You can use to pay for this course as well. You can use to pay for this All right, any other questions coming in? Please do reach out to Peter if you want to hear from a student's perspective. He's effusive with praise about his experience, both in terms of the faculty that he worked with, as well as just getting to know other students in that way. Yeah, and reach out to us as well. Melissa put her email address in there. I'll put mine as well. We're happy to answer whatever questions you have, help you get more comfortable with the idea of it. But we're really proud of this experience. We think it's, really unique, really innovative for our two institutions to be doing together. And, we want you to be able to take part in that kind of adventure of a lifetime. So if it's something that you're considering and you're still not sure, you're waffling, you have questions, please do reach out and we're happy to chat it through with you and again, figure out with your advisor how it fits into your program in particular. All right, not seeing any other questions come in, so we will end it there. We know you all have very busy schedules. We appreciate you coming at your lunchtime here or whatever time it is for you. And we look forward to hearing from you soon. And so check out that FAQ, check out the survey there that Melissa just posted, and have a great afternoon. Thank you.